All right, guys, we are finished with the lift, finished with the pose down, took a nice little shower, and it's time to yap about that session, okay, guys? So, what you just watched was my latest version of my pole workouts, including the lats, the upper back, the rear delts, the biceps, as well as the hamstrings and the calves. So why hamstrings and calves on pull day? So basically push pull, guys. You have your pushing muscles and you got your pulling muscles. So for me, I like to train at a very high frequency every 2 to 3 days per muscle, basically, because you do low volume and you can recover a lot quicker with lower volumes. Lower volumes as well as lower rep ranges. So I'm not talking super low reps, but right now I'm probably sticking around 6 to maybe 9-ish reps, maybe 5 to 9 sort of, but it really just depends on the movement, guys. If I feel like a movement, you can get all the stimulation with just 5 reps, I'll do 5 reps, right? But some movements just require a little bit more technicalities and a little bit more thinking involved. And with those, I like to stick to maybe 6 to 8, because maybe it'll take me like a rep or two to really get in the full groove of that particular exercise, like a hamstring curl, for example. I like to do 1 or 2 nice easy reps at the beginning of the set so that I know that I'm really ready to go. Even though I do warm up, obviously, don't want to get any injuries around here, but for that workout, I've been improving my form on basically every exercise recently and trying to get the most stimulus with basically the least weight that I can in order to really drive up that progressive runway. And, that's not really going to hurt in the long run at the end of the day. Having perfect form, hitting something very consistently with perfect form will definitely do you better than always using perfect robotic form and then like switching off to like some other like ego lift type of form. Not saying it's necessarily wrong to ego lift at times. I think it's definitely a part of lifting. And sometimes you might go into a set thinking, hey, I'm gonna really slow this one down, really get the most out of each contraction, but you go in there and you're El Campeon, you're swinging around the rates, you're doing whatever, but at the end of the day, you come up with a plan, you try and execute that plan. My plan was to really try and get the most out of all of my workouts because I do very low volume, right? So with low volume, the only way that you're really going to make good progress is if you really dial in the reps, each rep, because each rep counts just that much more when you're doing the lower volumes. And other than that, like, man, I feel like I did a great job of that. I'm essentially progressive underloading because each time I go lighter and I still don't even end up getting more reps. And that's just because I'm trying to really hone in on using all of the correct tissue for the work, like lat pull downs. I'm not trying to do any swinging back of the weight. I'm trying to stay perfectly upright, try and keep that weight nice and under control, try to get the maximum stimulus that I can before moving on. Because I only do one working set right now, honestly. Trying to really mitigate the rest days. So we're just going real hard for one set. Maybe I'll up some of them to 2 at some point. But as of right now, I don't really have anything that I'm too specified on growing. Just really trying to maximize kind of my frame, just trying to work on those side delts, my push days, and the lats I'm trying to work on those nice pull days, which is what I just hit, obviously. And so the robotic technique is not necessarily needed. Just remember, it's never about the amount of weight you're actually using. It's about how you are utilizing said weight, because you want to get bigger, right? You don't just want to get stronger. So just trying to beat your numbers and using excessive orientation for every single set, you're really doing more harm than good. Would you rather stick to having a very great form over time and get stronger with that form and be able to do the full stack? or would you rather rush to getting to the full stack, just using whatever form is available to you? And any type of strategies, it doesn't matter. As long as that weight's going up, you're happy. Because I think the guy really controlling the weight with the stack, for example, is going to be far more developed than the person that's just throwing it around. And you see it all the times in gyms. You know, you see someone ego lifting weight that they shouldn't touch, and they don't even realize that if they were to just lower the weight and slowly build their way up to that same weight, they'd be able to look bigger, they'd look better. And it's a cope that a lot of people try, you know, the ego lifting stuff, really only just ego lifting, and it will hurt your progress over time. It'll get you injured eventually. Even if not now, it will happen eventually. I promise you that. If you consistently use poor technique, you can run into misuse injuries, overuse injuries, tendon injuries, things of that nature. So definitely avoid ego lifting at most costs, guys. Not every cost, but most, okay? So for me, definitely gonna hone in on that form tomorrow, my next push day, and you know, for the coming weeks, because I really am trying to dial in this cut, definitely trying to get the shreds, definitely trying to ascend, you know, get that halo effect, get that fat on my face. That's really the main goal right there, guys. I don't want no more fat in this little puppy face. But yeah, guys, other than that, it was a super sweet lift. Let me know suggestions for future videos, future vlogs, any type of content you want to see, you know, just let me know. Definitely open to making a lot of content, trying to get better content each month for you guys, because I really am passionate about creating content and showing what I like to do, and showing basically my thoughts about things, just random things, you know. But other than that, I'm gonna eat my post-workout meal, and then we got a date right here, guys. So who needs a nice sexy date when you've got this guy right here, you know? We're gonna be walking on that shit for freaking all day, for freaking hours every day, trying to get shredded, guys. And until I'm there, I will keep seeing you guys later.